Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today,
I don't
kid?
know, man. Everything that happened, Mets and Yankees related,
Yeah.
it came back to how does this affect the Craig decision?
I don't think that's relevant today. Nice to see Francisco Lindor getting the chicken parm with the owner buying dinner. That's a solid move.
That
Good move.
deal better get done.
Yeah,
that deal better get done.
I didn't like the fact that Steve Cohen is now back to his it's just like douchey internet stuff. Like saying when we left on Friday, saying, how much do you think Lindor will agree to?
Right.
I'm going to crowdsource the offer. Like, I guess he didn't learn anything from the GameStop experience. Met fans are tired of being trolled, I believe. Met fans don't like the Trevor Bauer stuff. They hated it. Met fans, while they appreciate an owner who's active and interactive on Twitter and social media, because it's very unique in the world of sports these days, and certainly unique when it comes to New York sports owners being that accessible and and interactive with the fan base, you got to stop.
Well, you know what?
There does come a point where if I'm a diehard Met fan, and it's very important to me that I know Lindor's a Met for the rest of his career, and it is. Big deal, right? Stop. Like, the one side of it is it's clear that a deal's imminent, because he wouldn't have done that publicly if a deal wasn't imminent. But the flip side is, come on, man.
Well,
Met fans don't deserve that.
They have to get a deal done. Like, if you would have asked me before that tweet came out, I would have said, yeah, it's very important they work out a long-term deal with Lindor, and then all the attention can be on Michael Conforto next offseason. What that tweet did on Friday night, what his other tweets did over the weekend of, we went out to dinner, I ordered this, he ordered that, is, to me, it put the bullseye on him even more. They have to get a deal done.
My gut is that means they've pretty much agreed to numbers. Now it's about getting the actual language down.
I understand, and that went through my mind too. And, I probably think they'll get a deal done, but it puts the pressure on.
To me, that's what the dinner's all about.
Well, better get done.
Because remember, the dinner came after the crowdsource tweet.
Right.
So to me, he and the agent have spoken. Steve Cohen wants to sit down with the guy face to face, man to man, which is totally normal.
You're going to invest $300 million in him, sure.
I get all that. To me, that dinner was the cap. We're good.
Okay. Then announce it.
Well, I think it'll get announced in the next 48 hours.
Look, I have confidence
it will,
too.
I really do.
I have confidence it will, too. My only point is this. When you say what you say, if you don't do it, it's a troll job. If we're sitting here on April 1st, and the Mets are playing the Nationals on opening night, and there's no extension for Francisco Lindor, this is going to be, at least from me, the first real rip Steve Cohen is going to get from a Met fan.
But I don't think it's happening.
Okay.
I think...
Great. Then get it done.
But I think it's done, is my gut.
Okay.
You wouldn't go out there and talk the way you talked about the single biggest contract in Met history, which is what this would be, if it's not essentially done.
Everything you're saying, I tend to agree with, but it puts over the point even more that if there isn't a deal, it's going to make it worse.
Yes, but yes. Well, see,
you're
negative. You always see things negatively.
I
think there's a deal done. I think Lindor's got a deal in place. Now they're just doing the contractual crap.
Dude,
sometimes that takes a day or two.
I have thought since they traded for him, optimistically but cautiously, they'll get a deal done. We are 4 days away from opening day. I still feel at the end of the day there's going to be a deal. All I'm saying is something I think most Met fans agree with. All Cohen's comments on Twitter has done over the last few days is make it even more imperative they get a deal done. Because if they don't, then he was trolling us. I think they'll get a deal done. I agree with you. In fact, I think he's going to announce it on his own. I don't think Jeff Passan or John Heyman or anyone else is going to get it. I think Steve Cohen is. I think he's doing a chat tonight with Ray Randazzo on YouTube.
Steve Cohen is. Yeah, they put in for questions last week.
Okay, I think there's at least a halfway decent shot he's going to do it on that chat tonight.
Listen, whatever. As long as it gets done, I think it's done. It's all good. Two other things we'll get to today. You remember the kids thing? Where's Waldo? Well, the question now is where's Aaron Judge? And I know a lot of Yankee fans are concerned right now. Aaron Judge is not in the lineup again. I don't think he's been in the lineup since he hit that 900-foot home run.
I think it's been 3 games now.
Yeah, last week. So I want to put all Yankee fans at ease, if I may, right now today.
Go ahead.
What benefit is there to Aaron Judge playing over these last 3 games. Now, sure, you could say timing, batter's eye, hitter's eye, all that nonsense. But look, the guy's taking live batting practice, whether he's in a game or not. He has gotten through the spring without injury. And if you learned anything over this weekend, that is important considering Luke Voigt is out now for a month?
Yep.
Whatever it is.
Yep.
Tachman took a ball off the leg, a foul ball. He's going to be fine, but he's going to miss a couple days.
Andujar's still dealing with the hand issue.
So if the most important bat in your lineup has made it through the spring, which is not always the case for him, unscathed, what is the benefit in him getting one more spring training appearance? So I know that everyone's very concerned right now. Oh, my God, 3 straight days now, no Aaron Judge. What are the Yankees hiding? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you what they're hiding. And I want you to listen closely. I want you to look inside the box. Do you see anything inside the box?
I see nothing in the box.
Because they're not hiding anything. They're happy that the guy's healthy, and they want to start on Thursday with a healthy Aaron Judge, and I applaud the move.
Look, I said to you about 4 days ago, at this point in spring training, put everybody in a bubble. Okay? Put them all in a bubble. Don't mess around. You can't risk any more injuries. So on the surface, I agree with you. But I have a question.
Yeah.
Very simple question.
Go right. Why is Woody Johnson putting out videos of Brad Smith starting a game with a kickoff return?
I love Brad Smith.
I have no idea why. I wish I did know why the owner went back after a solid week of him putting out current videos. Right. He decided to go backwards and put out a video of Brad Smith.
He did pick my guy, Brad Smith. But here's the question.
Go.
Why is Giancarlo Stanton in the lineup right now?
And you asked me in regards to Aaron Judge?
Well, yeah, because to your point, which I understand, like if the New York Yankees came out, and they haven't said anything yet, and as soon as they do, of course, we'll pass it along. But if the New York Yankees came out and said, look, we're 4 days away from opening day. Aaron's had a really good camp. We feel good about things. We just don't want to push it. He'll be ready for opening day.
And I think that's the answer, but go ahead.
Okay, if that's the point, we'd all agree. Every Yankee fan would say, great, he doesn't need at-bats against the Detroit Tigers on March 29th.
Right.
But I think where there's concern is, well, why is Giancarlo Stanton playing? He's also had an injury history. In fact, it's been far worse than Aaron Judge over the last couple of years. Why is he batting cleanup and DHing
He's
today?
DHing, right?
Yeah, why? Well, he's the DH. That's why.
He's DHing. He's not going to be in the field. He's probably not going to hurt himself swinging the bat.
Really? Have you watched Stanton the last 2 years?
Although I haven't watched Stanton the last couple of years, there's a chance he will get hurt swinging the bat.
Okay.
I can't answer that question.
Well, and that's the point.
I don't have answers for everything, Evan. Only a few things.
Craig, here's the problem.
Like, for example,
no one's against Aaron Judge sitting in spring training. I want to make that clear.
I think Yankee fans should be thrilled about it.
They just want to know if that's the reason.
Do you realize that Aaron Judge on Thursday is going to be in the lineup healthy 100%?
Is he?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Here's what's interesting.
Are you positive?
You are representing all fan bases nationwide. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate you saying that. Every one of you people has this need for information.
Yes.
As if you don't tell me what's going on, I'm going to think negatively.
Yes.
And you are speaking, although you're not a Yankee fan, on behalf of Yankee fans.
That is correct.
You need to hear Aaron Boone come out or somebody come out, whether it's Aaron Judge or Boone or whomever. You need it. Like, in the depths of your soul, you need to hear Aaron Judge is fine.
Yes.
Because if you don't hear it, you think they're hiding something.
Well, yeah. And guess why I would think that? And guess why Yankee
I'm just a
fans
far
would
more
think that?
positive person, I guess.
Have you witnessed the last 3 years when it comes not to wins? The Yankees have won plenty of games. No one's questioning that. Have you witnessed the health of the New York Yankees over the last 3 or 4 years?
It has not been good.
It's not been good. And sometimes injuries come out of nowhere. Luke Voigt was an Iron Man last year. The guy led the league in home runs, played in 56 of 60 games. Guy was an Iron Man.
Yes.
Now he's out for the first month plus of the season. Now, here's the good news. And this is the good news for Yankee fans. Not that you want to hear this, not that you want to experience it. They have the depth, like they have the last few years, to overcome this. With that said, Aaron Judge hasn't played since Friday afternoon. If the answer is, hey, we're just resting him before the start of the year, why risk it? I said the same thing a few days ago. That's great. But until we hear that from the New York Yankees, you cannot blame C-Mac or any other Yankee fan from questioning, hey, is everything okay?
Okay, so I'll put it out there. You're a diehard Yankee fan. I'll ask Big Mac first, since he's the only Yankee fan until Thursday, possibly, that we know of in the building. Are you right now willing to just accept the fact that Aaron Judge is healthy? There's no news here. The Yankees are under no obligation to tell you he's healthy. Or do you want to hear them say Aaron Judge is fine? Which is it?
I need to hear them say Aaron Judge is fine.
You got to hear
There's
it.
no question. I mean, come on. Look what we've dealt with. Why is that unbelievable?
You're a selfish, needy bastard, that's why.
I'm not greedy. I think the Yankees are in a rare position, like very few other teams in baseball, to overcome such an injury.
Exactly.
But I still want to know. The guy gets hurt every year. So missing 3 straight games.
But you know he's not hurt. He didn't get hurt.
How do you know
What, did he get hurt hitting that 900-foot home run?
I don't know.
He played the next day. He
Right.
Dude, he
played the next day.
Craig, he could have gotten hurt.
You knucklehead.
This is a guy who had a sore chest for 2 months, and it turned into an injury that cost him half the year.
He could have sneezed the wrong way and got hurt,
So
bro.
here's what the Yankees have to do now. You're so sensitive now as fans. Well, we can't just sit our best player out for the last 2 games,
3
3
games. 3 games.
Okay, 3 games of spring training because he's healthy. Now we've got to explain it to you. God forbid you panic, and there's a lot of panic out there. You could smell it.
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of people panicking out there right now.
How many healthy Yankees have missed the last 3 games for an unexplained reason? How many other guys? Stan's out there today hitting doubles off the wall.
There you go.
He's as likely to be hurt as anybody else.
I bet you that, yeah, well, he is as likely to be hurt as anyone else. Well, let's find out then.
That's all I
Who
want to know.
covers the Yankees for this radio station?
Sweeney
Well, what the
does.
hell's Sweeney doing?
Because Aaron Boone hasn't said anything.
Ask him.
He can't. Aaron Boone's managing a game
Hold
right
on.
now.
You tell me we haven't asked the question?
I don't think anyone.
No.
I got to do this now.
We're expecting Cashman to speak somewhat in the near future.
Well, after today's game, I assume, right?
He was supposed to speak already. It's been delayed, so
And-
we're
and
expecting
there's-
him imminently.
And by the way, does
so
that
now there's now
does
people
that
think there's
delay-
something going on.
Does
No
that
Boone
delay
today.
not worry you
Yeah.
at all? By the way,
No.
Why?
Why would I be
Because
worried
of the
about
last,
the delay?
Craig, because of the last 3 years, have you been paying attention to the Yankees' injuries, to Aaron Judge himself?
Boone and Cashman were both supposed to speak today. They said they couldn't fit Boone in, and now Cashman's been delayed.
And it could be innocuous. It could be them working on filling out this roster and maybe making a trade. It's all on the table, but you cannot blame any Yankee fan, especially after the news of Luke Voigt from the weekend and Zach Britton, to say, hey, Aaron Judge hasn't played in 3 games. I'm worried. Because the track record says something's probably wrong.
Wow.
So
you're going that far out on the limb.
Dude, follow the facts. We all hope there's nothing there and Judge is fine.
Yes. But until you hear it, you're going to think the worst case scenario. Panic. It's panic. It's what it is.
Well, what should it be?
There's a lot of panic out there right now.
What should it be based on what's happened the last few years? Should the Yankee fans say, don't worry, Aaron Judge is fine? Should they take your naive approach?
Why am I being naive? I'm being positive.
Because you're not
positive,
looking
Craig,
at the last few years as a worry sign.
That's got nothing to do with this year.
Why wouldn't it? The guy had an injury that lasted 6 months and they couldn't figure it out.
That was a very strange injury. Yes, it was. Well, we'll get into it with you. 877-337-6666. But you could smell the panic. There's a lot of people panicking out there in our industry as fans of teams. Panic. Yeah, lots of panic
Who else
out
is
there.
panicking right now?
I don't know, but there's a lot of people panicking right now, and I find panic fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could smell it. You could hear it. You could sense it. Yeah. But sometimes panic is based on the time that the Yankees play. You know, a lot of people are like, why are the Yankees playing at 6:35? That must mean that one of the guys is hurt. Or, I don't know, Stanton couldn't get a babysitter to stay past 10. But then if you actually do the research, you can find out the Yankees only have 7 6:30 games the entire season.
Just April, that's it.
So it can't be that. Maybe you just panic for the sake of panicking. I
Listen,
don't know,
sometimes
Evan.
you panic.
I just do what I do. You do what you do.
That's it.
And every day from 2 to 7, we do it together in a very non-sexual manner, despite your desires.
My desires?
Keep them to yourself.
I see the way you look at me. I think it's your desires.
I'm not going to lie to you.
That's all right.
I've thought about it.
What have you thought about?
877-337-6666. So, Tale of Two Cities, right? The New York Met biggest issue if you're a fan is the fact that the owner's trolling you on the Lindor contract and had lousy ravioli. Listen, I've been to that restaurant in Port St. Lucie. I assume that they went to. There's not a lot of Italian restaurants in that area, so I'm assuming they went to the one that I've been to before. He's right. The raviolis do suck. but you can't mess up chicken parm. That is a brilliant order by Lindor and a dumb order by the owner of the Mets.
I completely...
You don't get raviolis unless they're homemade.
Craig, I got to tell you, and I've heard a few people say this, you can't mess up chicken parmesan.
You can't.
It's not true.
You cannot.
You can easily mess up chicken parmesan. What if the chicken isn't good?
No. Well, if you have bad chicken, you have bad chicken.
Okay, you messed it up then.
No.
I have ordered many a chicken parmesan in my life. Many.
Yeah.
You're right. You can't screw up the cheese. You can't screw up the tomato sauce. But you can screw up the chicken. If the chicken's bad, the whole thing is ruined.
But that's not as if you mess up the chicken parm if you're using bunk chicken.
Okay, you got the wrong chicken.
Well, you can't have the wrong chicken.
Well, I've had it happen to me many a time.
You've had bad chicken?
I'm not going to name the places, but there have been a couple of restaurants I've been to where I thought, same thing you naively thought, chicken parm.
I've never had a bad chicken parm. It's impossible to mess it up.
Oh, it can be messed up.
All right. What place messed up chicken parm?
I don't want to name the place. It was in Long Island City, though. I'll give you the town.
Oh. Listen, you shouldn't be getting chicken parm at
it was an Italian restaurant.
Bodega.
It was...
you said you got to go to a restaurant.
Actually, the bodega's chicken parm was better than this restaurant's chicken parm.
We'll get into all your calls. Yankee fans, your biggest concern is now the health of Aaron Judge. I did put in an email during the show already asking for an update. So if I get one before Aaron Boone speaks today, I will certainly, with Evan, give you that. But I think you're all being a little crazy.
And what are you going to say if something's up with him?
There's nothing wrong with him.
What are you going to say if something's up with him?
That's my main man. There's nothing wrong with him. I would have known.
Would you have?
Yeah,
Does he text you immediately?
He would have told me.
Hey, Craig, I have a bunion. I may miss a couple of days.
He doesn't have a bunion. He's too young for bunions.
I'm just saying.
Well, we're going to get all your calls anyway. We'll get to the NBA stuff later. I have a whole new take on Aldridge going to the Nets you haven't heard yet. So we'll give you that later on. Drummond goes to the Lakers, and Derrick Rose started crying because Mitchell Robinson broke his foot. So we'll get into all that stuff later on. We'll get your calls as well. And don't forget, John Mara has now spoken. There's something in the water with these owners. We'll tell you what he said right after this.